Hello, everyone. This is Josiah here. Another rant on each one teach one. I was thinking about a saying. When I was a kid, I used to hear that saying. The saying goes that you cannot raise a family with handouts. So that saying resonates with me as I see the direction the continent is going, and it's a very sad situation. And taking that analogy, I'm relating it to the aid that's been funneled to the continent, and then I'm looking at the youth, especially the women or the girls. And when you raise a girl or a woman, you raise a whole village. And then we have this population of young people under 30. I call them the youths. And the only way, the foreseeable way of looking after them comes out of the aid. And now it's been said time and over again by people that are very, very knowledgeable in this area in economics, that the aid to Africa is actually harming Africa and is removing the promising future that Africa could possibly have. So take, for example, if there is no aid coming to Africa, that possibly will force the hand of the private sectors, the individuals, and the government, probably the government, to do something. However, they get the aid money and their able agrees with that, and they share it amongst themselves, and then they leave the rest of the people to suffer. And that's been the imbecilic nature of the leadership that is found in Africa. So that is something for us to think about here. The aid, or empowering the youth, directing them, supporting them, encouraging them, and making sure that the personal hate indoctrination is removed. And that's basically mental slavery, killing the tendency of that personal personal hate indoctrination, thinking that somebody else will do for you what you ought to do for yourself. Okay? Now, the fact that Africa has failed over and over to survive on its own, or become successful, or become an IQ economy, is our problem. Okay? The fact that the West have survived and thrived in doing what they do best is good for them. It's not Africa's problem. So you can't blame the Western world for being successful and doing what they do best. Africa should have to look at itself, the face in the mirror again. What are you doing wrong? Look at other groups and see what they're doing. Check them out and see what they're doing, and look at yourself and see what you've done wrong for so long. The best way to conquer a people is by dividing them. And another way to conquer a people is by buying them. And there's also another way to conquer a people by belittling them and making them think they're not good enough. These are effective means of getting people. So if somebody appears very gullible, and then you treat them as gullible. Okay? Okay? So, and another way, and another problem that we have in a community is the fact that the successful ones amongst us, the group of black people that have become successful, they stand aloof as if they are not a part of the earth that they came from. I don't know what they're thinking. They probably want to be in Mars. They are not thinking or recognizing that the success of other members of the group is a success for all the group. They think if they become successful, and then they have to move far away from the rest, and they consider themselves successful. I know they don't care because of the benefit that they get, but still they're not successful because they face the same treatment regardless of where they go. As a matter of fact, they will perpetually become second-class citizens because when something is happening to another person who may not be as successful as they are, or other little isolated people that looks like that particular person, it will be something that will be brought to let him down, or to bring him down, or to make him look really bad. It will be a reflection of him regardless. So there's a need, if you're successful, to give back in the society that you came from, to support it, or to respect your heritage and respect your lineage. It is very important to do that. You cannot blame anyone or another group for its own survival. People and groups have to do what they need to do to survive. If you are taken advantage of, you allowed yourself to be taken advantage of. And Africa is guilty of that. For the past 500 years, it has allowed itself to be taken advantage of. Its people haven't done enough work to stand and push back on invasions and people that are trying to avert, or people that are trying to take the African resources and divide the land of the Africans. There's been many ways that they are coming. They buy the lands. You shouldn't allow people to buy your land. You can encourage people to come and invest in your land, but nobody should own your land if it's not a person born in that particular land. For example, in America, you get leases. Even if you have an apartment, even if you have a house, you pay a mortgage. It takes you 30, 40 years to finish the mortgage. Even when you finish paying the mortgage, you still pay taxes. And that's a lease of 99 years. And that's not a lot of people that live up to 99 years. So you have to find a way to make it very, very difficult for people to own things in your land, especially Africa is not a credit economy. Africa is a cash and carry economy. That means if somebody buys something, it's gone. They bought it. A land is a living part of you. When your land goes away, you go away. When the land is given to somebody else, the blessing, the rain on the land falls on the land of who owns it, and the crops that's in it, it owns by the person that owns the land, and that blessing goes in the fruit of that labor that could come in the form of food or ripe fruits. So you have to think carefully before you let these people that's running around trying to come in and take over things. It is imperative to see the method that they're using. The method that they're using is buying the people out, buying your leaders out, because they know they are greedy. And they know if they give you money, you have nothing more to say. They do have an initiative. The initiative is called One Belt, One Road, Itai Yilu Initiative. That's to create the Belt and Silk Road around the globe. And that means buying all the locations, ports, seaports, or whatever, prime location around the globe so that they can return the resources to their land. They have a proverb. Their proverb is, if you want to be rich, build a road. So these are the people you're dealing with. And more so, these are the people, whenever they go to any land, they do not conform. They come up with names for any land that they go to. They never conform to that land. And they are not honest. They are not trustworthy. You cannot do anything with them. They are known for being non-conformist. So Africa should be very careful at the turn of the century We are going over to Industry 4.0. Africa have lost a lot of things in all the industrial revolution that came upon man. And this time around, the push should be towards the youth to direct them and encourage them, to push them so that it can be a part of the digital era. And that way they can create the relevance that's required. They come in numbers, and we need to encourage them to get into cloud data science, artificial intelligence, and security, cybersecurity, programming, software development. We need to encourage them and push them in there. There's a lot of material online. There's Google University, there's Udemy, Coursera, and there's Cyber Army. There's a whole lot of places, there are resources that's out there. You can teach yourself, you can form a group, and you can join each one, teach one. We have a channel where we teach people AWS Cloud Practitioner. And if you want to know more, you can get in touch with me. I could start up, get you to be a part of the program. And in the coming week, we're going to be forming a group of 10 that we're going to be taking along in this lesson for AWS Cloud Practitioner. So it's imperative that you take the message that you get in here very, very serious. It is no joke. The time is now to act, and we cannot sit and do nothing. If we sit and do nothing, we lose everything. This is Josiah signing out. Each one teach one. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If you have already subscribed, please smash that like button and share, and continue to share and keep passing the message around. Thank you. Signing out now, Josiah. Bye.